Hi everyone, in this tutorial I'm gonna talk about class variables and class methods, okay? So first of all, we need to create a Java project. So in order to create a Java project, we need to click on File, New, and then click on Java Project. So for the project name, just type in here class variables and class methods, okay? And click on finish. So as you can see here, our class is now created, and then we need a main class for our project in order to actually execute our Java codes, okay? So just click on this src folder and then click on file, new, and then click on class. So for the class name, just type in here main, and for the package we need a reverse domain here. So just type in here com.yourname project name class variables and class methods, okay? And then for the modifiers, choose public, okay? The access modifier of our class is public, and here make sure that you check this checkbox here, public static void main method, okay? And then click on finish. So as you can see here, our main class is now created. So now let me actually delete this comment here. Okay, now I want to create bird objects, okay? So first of all, we need a class called bird. So in order to create a class, just click on this package here and then click on file, new, and then click on class. So for the class name, just type in here bird, okay? And for the modifiers, choose public, and then click on finish. So as you can see here, our class called bird is now created. So now inside of this class, I want to put some instructions in order to show me how to create bird objects. So first of all, I want to create an instance variable for my bird objects. So the data type of my instance variable is int, and the name of my instance variable is speed, and I want to assign a value to my variable, for example 180, okay? And remember that I told you in the previous tutorial that you should always use this private access modifier for your instance variables in order not to allow any other classes other than this bird class to access this speed instance variable directly, okay? So now I want to create a getter method and a setter method for my speed instance variable. So in order to create a getter method, I just need to type in here public, okay? The access modifier of my getter method is public, okay? And the return type of my method is int, and the name of my method is get speed, and then I need to put in a pair of round brackets after my method name, and then I need to open and close my method by using these curly braces, okay? So inside of this method, I just need to return the value of my speed instance variable. So here I just type in return speed, okay? So now I want to actually create a setter method for my speed instance variable. So again, the access modifier of my method is public, and the return type of my method is void, and the name of my method is set speed, and then I need to put in a pair of round brackets after my method name, and this time I want to specify that my method is going to accept an argument. So the data type of my argument is int, and the name of my argument is value. And then I need to open and close my method by using these curly braces. So here I want to actually assign the value of my argument to my speed instance variable. So first I need to refer to the name of my speed instance variable, and then I put an assignment operator here, and then I refer to the name of my argument, okay? So now my getter method and my setter method for this instance variable is created. So now I want to actually create a behavior for my bird objects. So again, the access modifier of my method is public. So for the behaviors of your objects, always use the public access modifier, okay? Or you can actually use the package access modifier if you want to only allow the classes inside of this package to use that behavior, okay? So in order to actually use the package access modifier, you don't need to write any keyword here, okay? The package access modifier is the default access modifier for all of your variables and methods. So the return type of my method is void, and for example, my bird can fly, okay? So the name of my method is fly, and then I need to put in a pair of round brackets after my method name, and then I need to open and close my method by using these curly braces. And inside of this method, I can put my statements. So here I just need to type in system dot out dot println, and then inside the parentheses, I just put in 2 double quotes here, and then inside of these double quotes, I can just type in fly, and then I need to put in a semicolon at the end of my statement. So as you can see here, our blueprint is now ready. So now I want to create bird objects from this bird class, okay? So inside of this main class here, I just need to double click on this main.java tab here in order to make this editor area much wider. So now I want to create bird objects from this bird class. So first of all, I need to refer to the name of my class, bird, and the name of my object is my bird. And then I put an assignment operator here, and then I use this keyword here, new. And then again, I refer to the name of my class, and then I put in a pair of round brackets after my class name, okay? So now I can actually access the characteristics or behaviors of my bird object, okay? So for example, I want to access the value of the speed instance variable and then output that value to the console. So I just need to type in here system dot out dot println, and then inside of the parentheses, first I need to refer to the name of my object, my bird dot get speed, okay? And then I need to put in a semicolon at the end of my statement. So now if I run my project, as you can see, this is the value of the speed instance variable, okay? Or I can actually tell my bird object to fly, my bird dot fly, okay? And now if I run my project, as you can see, this value is outputted to the console, okay? So now I want to actually talk about class variables and class methods. Class variables are variables defined and stored in the class itself. Their values apply to the class and all its instances. With instance variables, each new instance of the class gets a new copy of the instance variables that the class defines. Each instance then can change the values of those instance variables without affecting any other instances. Okay, I actually showed you some of those examples in the previous tutorials. I told you that every object actually gets a new copy of the instance variable that we define in that specific class. Okay, so for example, if I change the value of the speed instance variable for this my bird object, we are actually changing a copy of that instance variable, okay? And if I create another object from this class, the value of that instance variable is going to be unchanged, okay? Because we are only creating a copy for our object, for every object that we create from this class, okay? This is for instance variables. But with class variables, only one copy of that variable exists when the class is loaded. Changing the value of that variable changes it for all instances of that class. We define class variables by including the static keyword before the variable itself. Okay, so now let me actually show you some real examples in order to make this concept more meaningful for you. So first, let me actually comment out these lines of code here. Okay, and now inside the bird class here, and now inside the bird class here, first let me actually change this private access modifier to public. Okay, and then we need to put the static keyword here after our access modifier in order to make this instance variable a class variable. Okay, static